Disclaimer: if you've yet to see Plastic Memories, you may want to wait until you have before watching this video, as I will be discussing core themes and key events that occur in this amazing 13-episode series. It's okay, I'll still be here when you're done. If your lifespan was predetermined, and you knew exactly how long you had left to live, I wonder, how would you choose to spend your remaining time? I imagine some might spend it with family or friends. Some of you would spend it pursuing your passions and making your mark on this world, while some of you might spend that time in solitude in an effort to not inflict pain on yourself or others. I think it's that last category of people who Plastic Memories aims to reach. Plastic Memories is an anime series produced by Doga Kobo, who some of you may know as the studio behind Yuru Yuri, Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun, Gabriel Dropout, and New Game, and written by Naotaka Hayashi, who was involved with such titles as Steins Gate, Occultic 9, and Chaos Child. It's set within a near-future society where sentient androids known as Giftias coexist with humanity, but only for a predetermined total of 81,920 hours, at which point they're prone to violent behavior, personality destruction, and memory loss. I believe it's implied that the reason for this is that Giftias don't have the ability to forget anything, so their memories overflow after they've lived for a total of 9.3 years. It's up to the terminal service to retrieve these Giftia before things get to that point, and it's here where the story begins in earnest, with Tsukasa Mizugaki beginning his first day at terminal service and meeting his new Giftia partner, a quiet, clumsy girl named Ayla. As Tsukasa and Ayla work and live together, they develop feelings for each other, which makes it all the more troublesome when it's revealed that Ayla only has about 2,000 hours left before her retrieval date. I can't lie, my first instinct upon learning that fact was to question why Tsukasa would ever develop feelings for someone he has no future with, but then I looked at it differently. That way of thought is inherently flawed. If that was the mentality we adopted, no one fighting against any kind of terminal illness would ever find love. No one would bring pets into their lives. We would live empty, meaningless lives afraid of making memories that might someday inspire pain, and that's one of the themes the series tries to convey. If you knew your life was almost at its end, would you live life to the fullest, or would you become a shut-in, refusing to make neither good nor bad memories? Ayla is one of those characters who, at first, decides to withdraw from her co-workers and friends. She knows when her life will end, and in order to prevent the pain and heartache that will inevitably come when she's retrieved, she thinks it best not to form those relationships at all in the first place. Tsukasa, in that same vein, is someone who tries not to worry anyone, keeping a smile on his face regardless of what he's feeling inside. Both are constantly putting the feelings of others before themselves. When it's established they both want to be with each other, Ayla hesitates mainly because she doesn't want to hurt Tsukasa when she's retrieved, while Tsukasa is more focused on making sure Ayla's last days are filled with happy memories. In fact, he doesn't even cry until the very end because he doesn't want Ayla to regret their time together. In a series like this, it's kind of difficult not to see where it's going from a mile away, especially considering they gave us several key pieces of information. Giftias have a limited lifespan, Ayla is a Giftia, and she only has around 2,000 hours remaining. I feel like this was done on purpose to further emphasize the futility of Ayla's situation and the permanence of death, but I do appreciate how the narrative naturally answers any questions we may have had regarding the options that were available to the owners of retrieved Giftias. I'd pretty much resigned myself to Ayla's fate until they revealed the option of recycling the Giftia, albeit with a different personality and a refreshed memory bank, at which point I desperately hoped they'd use it, but alas. In the end, while we know that Ayla has been retrieved, it's left rather open-ended, as if they wanted us to choose whether or not Tsukasa's new partner was a new Giftia, or merely a recycled Ayla. Sure, it may be ambiguous to leave things as they did, but it's much better than letting Ayla live and defying every narrative decision the series had made up until that point just for a half-baked happy end, and for that, Plastic Memories has earned my respect. Hayashi made the difficult choice that would make the audience think, and maintain the structural integrity of the plot as a result. As in the case of Clannad, Plastic Memories made me take a look at myself. The sheer fact that my first instinct was to question why Tsukasa would continue to pursue Ayla despite her limited lifespan made me want to change my thought process. I truly believe that it's not up to us who we love, and in Tsukasa's case, that's especially true. Even if Ayla were recycled and he teamed up with her again, it's hard for me to imagine he'd be able to look past that and fall in love with the new Ayla. I like to think it was more than her appearance that he loved. It was her soul, and that soul is gone, never to return. I think it's worth discussing how the OP manages to slip in subtle references to what is or what will be happening in the narrative, and how it does so through imagery that might not seem important at first glance. Starting off the OP, we see Ayla staring directly at the audience, but while she's facing us, there are other people walking away from the camera. If you look closer, you can see that these people are the Giftias that are retrieved throughout the series. In this first shot, we can see that Ayla is aware that she will soon be joining these Giftias, but she's reluctant to accept her fate. However, her expression seems resigned, as if she knows in her heart that it's inevitable. Something I'd like to point out is that, while there are quite a few shots of the characters looking nostalgic, moody, or even depressed, these shots could be foretelling how each is coping with Ayla's loss. Ayla begins spinning through the amusement park as if cutting through her friends and loved ones' melancholy. But then she stops and her expression goes from happiness to nostalgia to curiosity before she begins spinning again, this time aimlessly. I want to mention here that any time Ayla spins in this OP, she does so in a clockwise motion, which I believe is meant to suggest how the flow of time and her eventual retrieval date is coming soon, and nothing she nor anyone else does will stop it. We're shown more of the terminal service employees intercut with more spinning, and finally we're shown the symbol of Ayla and Tsukasa's love for each other, the Ferris wheel, all decked out in brightly colored lights before they begin holding hands. Following the title card, Tsukasa looks down at Ayla, who does one of many things as the series proceeds. In episode 2, she looks down at the ground. In episode 3, she keeps looking down at the ground as if it's continuing from the previous version. In episode 4, she looks right at Tsukasa, once again continuing from the previous version. In episode 5, she looks as if she wants to say something, but decides against it. In episode 6, she forms a small smile at Tsukasa. In episode 7, her smile becomes much bigger. In episode 8, even bigger still. In episode 9, she looks embarrassed as if she's just been confessed to, which she was if you remember the ending of episode 8. Episode 11's OP has her looking frustrated as if she's just decided to ignore her feelings, but she decides to look up before the end. Episode 12 has her staring at Tsukasa with a longing expression as if she's decided to spend what little time she has left at his side. Then, in episode 13, she has a huge smile on her face with tears streaming from her eyes. I absolutely love small details like this that change as the series goes on. It shows the production staff's love and care that went into making a series like this, and it proves they weren't just half-assing this project, which I really appreciate. In the end, this series is one that packs an emotional punch in just 13 episodes, even if the end result is one we all saw coming. It's about the journey, not the destination, and Plastic Memories takes us on a bittersweet journey filled with hope, despair, futility, and finally, when all is said and done, acceptance. Thanks for watching Anime Ambush. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and invite you to check out more content by yours truly by clicking the video on either the left or the right. If you'd like to support me without spending a dime, you can click the button below this video to subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends. If you really love me, you can become my patron to help financially support the content I create. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, where I'm active way more than I probably should be, or on Facebook, where I'm not active enough. In any case, this has been Pixelation, reminding you to stay pixelated.